Today I'm going to have 12 hours to recreate the complete Spider-Man trailer here inside Minecraft. This is the first scene of the trailer, where Peter is on top of a building talking to his friends on the phone. For this first scene, I only need 3 things: a city map, the skin of each character, and the 3D model of the objects. And then I started building the first set. It's going to be pretty simple. I just needed to build a metal pillar on top of a building. This here is the pillar from the first scene, where Peter is standing up here. And no, I didn't build the whole building because I have a city map here in Minecraft. There are a lot of buildings, and then I chose this one. Here in the mod to create scenes, I'm going to start by adding a new character, which in this case is going to be Peter Parker, dressed as Spider-Man. His model looks really cool, and here I placed a simple phone with a green screen, because then on that screen I'll add the video later. And then I created his animations, hanging around, looking at the phone, and doing Spider-Man things on top of the building. Then he just throws himself down. I created an animation of him falling, and the first scene of our trailer is done.
I can't believe our first hit MIT! MJ, come on, pretend like you're not the happiest you've ever been in your entire life.
I can't.
I knew it!
Comment down below what you thought of the first scene. Relax, we still have 9 more to do. So let's go to the second one. This scene shows Peter Parker reading a letter, and then he's gonna be inside a store, and his old friend Ned is gonna walk through the door. But as we know, the problem with this movie is that his friends don't remember him, because in the last one, they lost their memory, right? I built a set that looks like a small room with a table, and another set of a shop, like a little convenience store. Pretty small. First, here is the small room. Peter is going to be sitting here, and he'll read a letter. And over here on the side is the little shop I built. Yeah, in this case, I put a city map behind it. And no, I also didn't build that city map. I got it from the internet and put it here in the back to make it look nice. Well, but let's start with this first part of scene number 2. I'm going to stop here inside the chair. It's a fake chair, and I'm going to press the button to start a recording. Then I'll transform into Peter. You can already see that I'm holding a letter here in my hand. I'll record for about 200 ticks. I think that's good. And then I stop the recording. Then I come here, press this button to edit the scene I just recorded, and then I'm going to fix Peter Parker's position, which in this case is going to be sitting here in this chair. I'll make him look downward, okay? Like this. Perfect. And as I said, the detail of this scene is that he's reading a letter. Just put his little hands here holding it. The camera will be more or less like this. And we can come here on this keyframe line, and I can rotate the letter and move it around. I'll flip it because I don't want those glasses that are there in the back to show. I don't know why there are glasses behind the letter, but it was a letter I found here in the mod, okay? But it fits quite well. Like this, just hide it and perfectly positioned in his hand. The camera is going to zoom in here. I'm going to be using shaders, so the background is going to be blurred and there will be sunlight hitting his face. And now I also need to record Peter Parker sitting here having a snack. Same thing as before, I stop here and press the record button. Yeah, in this case, I have to take away the letter because now he's no longer going to be holding it. And great, the recording is ready. And then here by the door, I'm going to add another character, but this time it's going to be Ned, who is his friend. So I press to record. As I mentioned earlier, there's a city set in the back, right? So it'll look really cool when I walk in here. I walk in, go straight through, and head right here. At the time of the actual scene, it's going to zoom in on Peter Parker, but the camera will turn to the side, and we'll see him walking in here. Peter won't be holding that letter, so we can come here, select the letter, and delete it. What he's actually going to be holding is this phone right here, which I'm going to put in his hand. The phone has a green screen, so afterwards in editing, I can replace it with whatever I want. In this case, I think he's going to be calling someone, so it'll be turned off. No problem. And those are the recordings for scene number 2. I like the result. I'll be right back with scene number 3.
Hi, my name is Peter Parker. You don't remember me, but we used to know each other.
So, what did you think of the second scene? Comment down below, and now we're going to the next scene, which is scene number 3. Scene 3 is Peter washing his Spider-Man suit inside a laundromat, since now he's kind of broke. As I already mentioned, I had this city map here. It's the same one I used on the building from scene number 1, but now I'm going to add a base right here in the middle. And up here, I'm going to start building the set for scene number 3, which is a laundromat. Now Peter Parker needs to wash his Spider-Man suit inside a laundromat because he doesn't have any money anymore. And look at this, man. It turned out very nicely decorated. I put in a lot of mess because the camera is going to zoom in here and this clutter around it is going to be blurred. There's trash, a chair, a table, nice and messy just like in the original scene. This washing machine here is from a decoration mod. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a simpler Spider-Man skin here. And I'm going to twist it all up to make it look like a piece of clothing. You'll understand in a moment. I'm going to fold everything here and in the end it'll look like this, looking just like a little outfit. Then just put it in here. Put it like this, it looks just like his mask. Just like the trailer, you'll only see his mask washing. I'm gonna shrink it a a little, like this. Perfect. And now just rotate it and leave it positioned. On the right, I'm going to put Peter Parker. I stop here, press to record with him. He's going to stand still. I don't need to record many seconds because since it's still, I can stop recording here. Click here on Peter Parker and simply fix his position sitting down. He'll have his head a bit low like this with his hands forward. And now it's done. Just position him sitting here next to the washer. And look, it gives a really nice result. Spinning here and his suit washing. Before showing the result of scene 3, I'm going to create scene number 4 because both of them are pretty quick. It's MJ with Ned sitting on the couch watching television. It's going to be a pretty simple set. For that, we need 2 sets. One set is a room with a normal television and the other is the set that's going to be shown. What's inside the television? I built a set where MJ and Ned are going to be sitting watching television. I placed this set next to the other ones I had already built. And this one here is just a small section of a wall. MJ is going to be here in the front with the mayor. I think this one is pretty easy. I don't necessarily need to record this scene. I can come here in the mod I use. I think everyone knows BBS. And I select this block here, like this part. MJ and also Ned. They are standing still without moving, staring at the television. I don't necessarily need to record a scene. I can make my life easier by coming here and like placing them sitting on a block. They'll still have the Minecraft breathing animation, but I can simplify my work. Instead of setting up that whole camera part and all that, then just position the 2 of them here. And in the end, it looks like this, literally them standing there looking at the TV. Now what's going to be on the TV? Later in editing, when I'm editing the video, I'm going to cut out this part here and inside it, I'm going to put the set, which in this case is this set I built over here on the side. I put a camera zooming right in here. A nice tight zoom like this. And up here now, I do need to record a scene with Spider-Man and the mayor. I'll record here. He's going to be holding this box, which I think is a key to the city. I don't know. Probably because Spider-Man, he's a good hero for the city. And I also record with Spider-Man standing here. That was a pretty easy scene. There were a few characters. But the next one, which is scene number 5, is going to be pretty difficult. There are explosions, Spider-Man hanging from buildings, and much more. But hold on, I'll show you later. Here's the result of scenes 3 and 4. I'll be right back.
Something bad was going to happen, and the only way to stop it was to make everyone forget about me.
Yeah, I said scenes 3 and 4 were gonna be pretty quick, but at least we got it done. Now, number 5, I think it's one of the hardest in this video because there's a lot of scenes with him hanging from buildings, car explosions, fights, and everything. It starts with Spider-Man jumping from a building using his webs. Then there are some explosions. Frank, who is the Avenger, I think, flies over him, and then they have a fight, more explosions, and more web swinging scenes. A lot of stuff. Well, for that, I can already leave this map here and go to my bigger city map. Here, in this map. Because it's a bigger city map, I can do the scenes of Peter Parker, jumping between buildings with the web much better. I'm going to choose any building here. I took a look around and I'm going to do it on top of this building right here. In this case, the scene is going to be Peter Parker walking straight here, jumping down. Yeah, I just need to decorate it better, the building. And that's what I did. I decorated the top of the building to make it look better because the map there is a bit plain. So I improved it. Now tell me, doesn't it look a lot better? It gave the place some life. You can actually, it really looks like the top of a building but abandoned, you know? The mod decorations are really good. Well, and now I'm going to do the scene of him jumping down. I'll start by adding Spider-Man here. And the first thing is to start recording him walking. And here he runs and stops. But you said he jumps down. Okay, he'll jump down. But I can't just do a scene of him jumping. He can't just come here and do a normal Minecraft player jump. Imagine how bad that would look. He needs to pull off a move. He needs to do a flip there, you know? So for that now, yes, we come here and edit. When he's walking here and stops, that's when I start making the animation. I'm going to put his arm forward, position him further ahead, make it look like he's kind of leaning forward to build up momentum. His other little arm back, then fix the legs. The next position is going to be even further forward and now a bit more rotated because he's already built up the momentum. He'll use his other arm to gain more momentum. Put that leg down, that one up. And the last push he gives with his hands. Then now just fix things here. And his body more tilted back. The guy is truly an acrobat, man. He's a Spider-Man, right? It's obvious he jumps from buildings. Look at that. This looks so awesome. Up, I'm gonna throw myself off. And the next scene is actually him throwing himself down. And bye. I made some adjustments and it turned out like this. He jumped. Now, I come here. I make another one with his position falling in a free fall. Kind of like this. I think I can put his leg a little further back, pull to the side over here. Like this, it looks good. Move the body a little. And this other one I need to talk about separately. Press to record. And now, yes, I can throw myself off. Okay, this looks very strange. The legs aren't going to keep moving. I'm going to position the camera here as if he were falling. And now, so the legs don't move, I'm going to deactivate this option. And it's going to lock everything. And that's the scene of him throwing himself. Now I'm going to use this here to make the spider web that shoots from his hand. It might look strange, but it'll make sense. First, I'll add here a normal spider web. The difference is that now I'm going to shrink it really small and I'm going to stretch it upward. And so this is going to be the spider web that he'll he'll hang from. Then just fix it here in my hand, which in this case is positioning it upward. And here in third person, also a little higher up. Looking in first person, it looks a bit strange, right? There's a line here, but that's because it's an item. But when I record in third person with the Spider-Man skin, it'll make sense. When I click here with the right button, he jumps, I throw myself upward. Then if I let go here, I just hold on as if I'm letting go of the web, holding on to that building, that one and the other. This first little part of him jumping between buildings is ready. In this case, this is the simplest one. Now comes the more complicated part, which is with a lot of explosions and his fight with Frank. I already switched maps again. It's another city, but this time it's New York, Manhattan. There's even the Empire State Building here. I think that's the building. It's very famous. But anyway, I'm going to choose a street here so we can build. And then I chose a street here and I decorated it with some cars to give the city a bit more life so it doesn't look empty. And our fight with Frank is going to be here. Well, there are three things we need to do. First, Spider-Man coming from that direction, propelling himself with the cables. For that, I'm obviously going to record with him here. Right now, there won't be any animation. It'll look like he's just swinging. He'll fall, okay? Now here, I make the swinging position as if he were actually holding the spider web. I can grab more toward the back, like this, and perfect. Just make him throw himself further forward. Now get some momentum, like this. And the scene of him propelling will look great. Oh, in this part, there's going to be an explosion, but I'll add that in the editing later. After the explosion happens, I'm going to start recording here. I'm going to start recording here as a car. It's kind of hard to see, but yes, it's a car. I'll put the camera further away so you can see. It's the tank that Frank uses. I walk forward here and stop, then grab Spider-Man, and he's going to get hit by this car and be thrown into that other red car. A real crash. Stop the recording. Again, come back here, fix the camera. Now for that animation of Spider-Man being hit. Obviously, he's not going to jump straight like a pose, right? We're going to make his animation smooth. In this case, lying down, as if he had been thrown really hard. Like this, a person being thrown like this, okay? Not a person, right? Spider-Man, right? He's a superhero. So this is nothing to him, okay? He got hit, thrown further ahead, and here it'll end with him spinning around and hitting this car here. Poor guy. Oh man, the little guy suffers. Lay him down there, make him roll. Then the animation of this here should look cool. Giving you a little spoiler, he'll roll. And now last thing, I'll stop here again, record. And I'm going to put the same car with Frank inside. With Spider-Man here in front, it's a model with 3 models inside. Here, let me show you how I did this. I put the car, put Frank inside it, and put Spider-Man in front. You'll understand why in a moment. And here, I just need to walk straight forward for a good while. Keep walking straight, and keep going. Perfect. Stop the recording. Now, here in the scene, which is where the magic happens. The reason for having 3 people stuck on the car, not 3 people, right? 3 models as one, is because it's the following. When he ran him over, he'll climb up on top since he can stick to the car. And I'm going to put a camera looking from the window right here. And then Spider-Man is going to appear up here. And I'm going to make an animation of him approaching the window like this. He's going to talk to Frank with the car in motion. You just make all the necessary animations here. It looks more or less like this driving, him climbing up on the car. And I made a few more animations with the fight and all that. To not take too long, I'll leave it playing in the background for you to watch. And scene number 5 is also done. That was one of my favorites, okay? I'll leave you with the result and I'll be right back.
Because I'm not just Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man.
The hell, Frank? You just hit me with a van!
Quit your whimpering. Suit yourself. Mother.
Go home!
Okay, so what did you think of scene number 5? Now that it's done, we can move on to scene number 6. This is the first time MJ has any contact with Peter in the trailer in this case. Since she forgot him, she doesn't know he's Spider-Man, she probably already has another boyfriend. And then you can see that he gets really sad and all that. The set I'm going to build for this is a house set. A kitchen, a normal one. With table decorations, a party, it looks like it's MJ's party. And then after that, we have a scene of Peter fainting, still in scene number 6. And the set is an old basement. Probably Peter's house, right? Since he's kind of broke now. Everything is a mess at his place, and I built a place full of boxes and old things. The reason Peter faints, we'll find out later in scene number 7. For now, let's use the set I made for MJ's party. Man, it's really beautiful. That little house, okay, here in the new scene, since it's a party, I'm going to add everyone. In this case, Peter, MJ, and I'm going to add random skins to fill out the set. Ned, skins I used in the past, skins of my friends, it doesn't matter here. The random skins, they're going to be in the background. Here's the entrance of the party. So he's going to walk straight here and look to the left. Then he's going to be standing still. I'm going to record the scene with some people around here. Random people just talking normally. I'll record with Ned passing by in the background, this other guy here, okay? And then I recorded with all the secondary characters. And after all that, here in this kitchen area, MJ is going to be there. She's going to be standing, leaning here on the kitchen counter. First, she's going to be holding this flower vase, but then I fixed the flower vase. And here on the side, that's probably the skin of her new boyfriend. I'm going to fix MJ's position to make it look like she's leaning. As I said here at the counter, counter, and she's going to be looking to the side. And here next to her, I'm going to drag this other character, and I'm going to make an animation for him. Here, okay? Then pull the arm down, come over here. And he runs his hand like this over her face. Then record here with Peter again, looking over in their direction, okay? And I'm going to put a sad facial expression on him, like this, really sad looking. Because, you know, Peter used to date MJ before, so he's obviously sad because she doesn't remember him anymore. And there's one more scene here at the party, which is her fixing the flower vase here. I'm going to put the flower vase here below in her hand. And then I pull her hand up. Put the flower vase here in front and make it look like she's arranging it. Then it'll be like this, her moving around here, and Peter watching sadly. And now, this is the last one here inside, where Peter faints, and later, you'll understand the reason. But in the next scene, hold on, I'm just going to add a new scene here. Since there's only Peter, done, I place him here, and then I'm going to make the animation of him falling to the ground, like this. Obviously, we need to put the hand up higher, give it some movement so he doesn't fall stiff, looking like a post, a sack of potatoes, right? Because otherwise, it'll look strange. I'll just improve the animation of him falling a bit to make it smoother. When he's falling, it's good to add like a body physics. And here's the result of scene number 6.
And sometimes Spider-Man has to do the hard thing, even if it breaks Peter Parker's heart. What is happening to me?
Completing scene number 6, now we go to number 7, which in this case is going to explain why Peter Parker fainted there at the party. He's having a problem with the evolution of his spider. The trailer explains it a bit, but not much, and you can see that he's having a major problem with spiderweb. It's kind of evolving. Now, it would be just scene 7, but I'm going to make scene 8 together with it, because these two scenes are very short, and they have several little bits with sets that appear for just a moment, and it would feel a bit strange if I split up scenes of 1-2 seconds, right? So let's do scene 7 now, then scene 8, and then I'll show the result. For scene number 7, which is Peter having a problem with the spider and the spider web, I grabbed a normal building from the Greenfield map, and I decorated this building with a lot of spider webs to really show that he's having a problem, right? Okay, here's the thing. Here's the building, and you can see I put a lot of spider webs here. And to start, I'm going to stop exactly there and add a scene with Peter Parker. And what am I going to do? I'm going to modify his arms, because this here is going to be a scene with a first-person view. So I'm going to kind of detach his arms like this, because by detaching the arms, you'll understand the reason later. Then pull forward, and when I come here, it'll look like I'm really in his point of view, so to speak, right? Then now I come, add this spider web, and in this case, this spider web in first person, he's going to pull with his arms to the sides to kind of take it off his face, because there's spider web everywhere and he wants to take it off his face like this. Then I click on this first spider web here, go forward, and now I drag it to the side. Then after that, I click on the other one and drag it to the other side, and then I just animate all the arms opening to each side as well, and it'll look more or less like this. In first person, it looks like he's really taking them off, taking them to each side, the webs, and then the other part I'm going to do here is him tangled up in the middle. Since he's here, the webs are already here, I'll take advantage and make him moving around like get off web, get off, you know? And then I add him down here with the camera pointed downward, and I rotate him upside down exactly. Okay, more or less here, because he's kind of hanging, almost falling from the building, so I pull this spider web that's going to be here, holding his foot, and when he goes to the side of the building, the web is going to come loose. I'm going to stop here on top, press to record, and I move to the side and throw myself. But I won't fall because he's Spider-Man. He doesn't fall, I'll simply pull. An animation of a web shooting from his hand. That same one I used before, you know? To swing between buildings, I stretched a spider web. Normal Minecraft one, it looks really nice. Look at that, it seems like he's going to fall. Oops, but he doesn't fall. Because he's Peter Parker, he doesn't fall, right? Now, in this case, we finished scene 7, but as I said, I'm going to do scene 8 first, to combine the two. Scene 7 is very quick, and scene 8 too. There are lots of very tiny scenes lasting a matter of seconds. Peter Parker is going to talk to Dr. Banner to ask why these problems are happening to him, and then after that, there are some scenes of him jumping off buildings. Some pretty random scenes like a faucet and a bucket. I don't know why, but those are quick things I'm gonna do really fast here. As I said, this here is gonna have several small scenes, so I created the most important sets. Dr. Banner's lab, the college, where he's teaching a class, and also a set, who knows what it is, a prison, something like that, among others that we're also going to use. Some very small, others larger, but they have quite a bit of stuff. Starting here in the lab, I'm going to add a lab machine model here, and I'm going to add Spider-Man as well. Now, I'm going to do the following. I'm going to stop here and press to record as the machine. This machine here is going to stay still for now. After I stop recording with it, I can come here and I'll grab this here and go a little further forward in the keyframes, and I'm going to push this thing upward as if it were scanning Spider-Man, like a machine to scan what's wrong with his body. Mad scientist stuff, right? Just like Dr. Banner himself. And then the animation result looks like this, a scanner. Then I grab Spider-Man, transform into him. I'm going to hit play here just to see where it is. Here. And then I press to record. Spider-Man is being like scanned. Done. That's it. This here is part of the set. There's going to be a scene that just zooms in in on this. It's kind of like his diagnosis. Super strength, super ability, Spider-Man stuff. Here at Dr. Banner's college, there's another scene with Spider-Man. He's going to arrive. He's not going to arrive here as Spider-Man because otherwise he'll reveal his secret identity, right? I was silly just now. He's going to arrive here as Peter Parker. In this case, I have to delete Spider-Man from here. Leave only Peter. And here is the scene with Dr. Banner, right? This is his skin. Hi, Peter. How are you? How are you doing? So, as not to take too long, I'm going to narrate for you the recording of these tiny scenes. There's a scene to record with Spider-Man kind of going crazy, raising his hands and putting his hands on his head as if he's feeling dizzy. Another scene talking to Dr. Banner in a set that's going to appear very briefly. A scene in this crazy lab, and I'm going to add this set of blocks here to show a curtain rising upward. Record a scene with several players running. They're running from an explosion back there. A scene of Peter Parker at Aunt May's grave, and a scene in a messy room full of spider webs as well. And that's it, here's the result. A fun fact, this here is one of the sets I like the most in this video. It's very nicely decorated, and it appears for 1 second in the trailer. Yeah, that's what filmmaking is, people. The guys put a 1 second scene in the trailer. Here's the result of scenes 7 and 8, and then we'll come back with the last ones.
Oh, God.
Excuse me, Dr. Banner. I need your help.
What did you say your name was? If DNA is mutating, it would be enormously dangerous.
Spiders have 3 life cycles.
Scene 7 and 8 done. Now we're going to scene 9, but I'm going to combine it with scene 10 as well. So I'm going to do scene 9 and scene number 10 because they also have several very small scenes, one after the other. Some things happen, like Spider-Man on a war tank. Then there's a fight in the middle of the city, a fight with the lizard, and a fight with the ninjas, and various other things. So since there are many small separate scenes, I'm going to create all of them here really quickly. And I'll leave it playing there in the background in case you want to watch. As I said, there are a lot of sets that appear for just a little while, and that's the problem with the work it takes. But that's it. Comment down below which was your favorite scene out of the 10 I created today. I'll give a little heart on your comment. Thanks!
When between cycles, it can leave the spider vulnerable to threats.
We are faced with a danger that we can't control. One we can't even see.
Stay out of my way.
You're losing it, kid.
And for those spiders who make it through, it amounts to a kind of rebirth.
Nice flowers.
Oh, they're, a housewarming gift.
I'm MJ.
I'm just a neighbor from across the hall.
Friendly neighbor.